Hello and welcome to the second model of this mentorship. In this second model, we will talk about actually the name of the mentoring, that is fluency. What is fluency? What is to be fluent? To be fluent is not one characteristic of one element. We have a group of elements that define our fluency. We are fluent when we speak naturally, effortlessly, smoothly, naturally. This is to be fluent. You don't have to make a big effort to talk. You doesn't have to sound like you don't have to sound like a native. That is not being fluent. Sound like a native? No, not necessarily. Your speech has to be clear. That's it. That easy, but complicated at the same time. So let's see a little bit more about fluency and these elements that I mentioned. That's why we have the fluency wheel. Here we will identify the different elements and challenges that we have to work on, depending the person. You will have to make an analysis and decide which are the areas that you need to improve to be fluent. No, you don't have to improve all of them. Maybe you are fine with grammar and fine with pronunciation, but you need to work on your comprehension or your speaking time. So these are all the elements. We have grammar, pronunciation, confidence and mindset, active vocabulary, speaking time, and comprehension. Grammar. Well, you can commit grammar mistakes. We all commit grammar mistakes. The thing is, if your grammar mistakes are so serious that they affect communication, you will have serious problems. So it's important to work in grammar in order to communicate in a clear way. Pronunciation. Well, we all want to speak like a native speaker. I know it's a dream, but is that really necessary? No, it is not necessary. The perfect pronunciation doesn't exist. What is a good pronunciation? What is in your head when you say, my pronunciation is bad? Okay, what is in your head? What is your ideal pronunciation? It has to be clear pronunciation. Pay attention to people that speak English in India, in China. Do they have the pronunciation that you consider good? No, probably they won't, but they work and travel and succeed. And for all the world, this is acceptable pronunciation and good pronunciation. Confidence and mindset. Okay, when you start talking to yourself in an aggressive way, in a negative way, starting the day like, okay, this is not for me. I'm not good at English. My pronunciation is horrible. I don't understand. This is so difficult for me. I have a problem because I don't learn easily and blah, 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 blah. All of this affects our confidence and our mindset. We need to work on a growth mindset. We will work about that later. Growth mindset, absolutely necessary. Active vocabulary. Well, okay, probably I know a lot of words. When I read, I understand everything. When I listen, I understand mostly everything, but this is not the vocabulary that I use. Okay, so I have to work on incorporate that vocabulary that I know, but I don't use, and start using it, and also incorporate new vocabulary. Our brain has a limited amount of space. There's no room for all the vocabulary of the world. Speaking time. Well, if you never practice, if you never talk, you will not improve, right? It is like exercising. Comprehension. Well, it is necessary that you understand and have an adapted ear to the different accents of people speaking in English, because if you don't comprehend what the other person is telling you, what is saying to you, probably you will not be able to communicate. This is clear and easy. So this is a work that you have to do. You have to think in the different areas and rate yourself in each area. I mean, what is my mark in grammar? What is my mark in pronunciation? What is my mark in comprehension? 7, 6, 8. Okay, what is my passing mark? What is the area that I need to work on more specifically? This is a personal work that you have to do, and we will discuss, of course, in the live session. Now that I know what are the areas that I need to work on, I can make a plan. And the plan. Remember that we talked in the first model that we are going to make a list of activities that I can do every day to practice English. Well, okay, this is the time, second model, to readjust your list of activities and focus only in the activities that cover the areas that you feel weakest. For example, if your pronunciation is an issue for you, if it is a problem, you want to improve it, okay, I recommend here to work with two apps, English Central and Elsa Speaks. English Central and Elsa Speaks are applications that we can use in order to talk to the app and improve our pronunciation. Also, I would include here ChatGPT. Nowadays, we can have a conversation with ChatGPT and ask it to correct our pronunciation if it is not the appropriate one. If my problem is grammar, well, okay, here are two websites with different grammar topics. We will have during the mentoring some grammar models specifically, but here I can find more practice and explanations, specifically of the points in which I feel that I'm weaker. It is very important that you register where are your weaknesses. Listening comprehension. Here we have some recommendations, especially I like elo.org. It's my recommendation because here you have access to different listening activities with different accents. You can choose, okay, I want to listen to a person from Australia discussing with a person from Brazil about this topic, random, no? The topic that you want. So this is great because you will adapt your ear to different accents, speeds, and people speaking. It is impossible that you say, okay, I understand everyone. I mean, there will be people that you will be easy and comfortable with their speaking, and some other people that you would say, come on, I don't follow. I cannot follow you. But this is not something that happens only in English. I ask you this question. Does it never happen to you? Has it ever happened to you to talk to someone in Spanish and say, okay, but please open your mouth. I'm not following. I cannot understand what you say. And you share the same language, culture, etc. So don't blame English for this because this happens in every language. Speaking time. Okay, we need to include more speaking time. Apart from our online meetings, you have to talk to friends, family, record yourself, applications, ChatGPT. Why not? Active vocabulary. Well, in order to incorporate the new vocabulary, here is where the the theory of repetitive space repetition comes in, and it's a very good theory because it says basically that if we want to incorporate new content, vocabulary, phrases, etc., anything new that we want to learn, we need to do certain repetition. And that repetition should be at the beginning, more frequent, and with time to do it less frequently. And that's why you start incorporating it. That's how, you start incorporating new vocabulary. On the other hand, I think personally that you have to change your mindset as regards active vocabulary. And every time you're going to say something, instead of saying, hello, how are you? When you greet someone, try to think of other alternatives with the vocabulary that you know but you never use. Instead of saying hello, you can say hi. Instead of saying hello, you can say hey. Instead of how are you, you can say howdy. How are you doing? Yes, and you're not using the typical how are you. And well, as we said, confidence. Confidence is a construction of all of these elements, but especially to have a positive mindset. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. You're learning, and that's fine. Growth versus fixed mindset. And here it's what we mentioned. There's a video from Harvard University that says that there is a difference between being part of the growth mindset. It's a person that accepts his or her mistakes and work in order to overcome them, but in the middle, you are moving on. On the other hand, fixed mindset says that, well, okay, when you tell to yourself, I'm bad at it, you're telling your brain, okay, we're bad at it. Why are we even trying? Why are we going to even invest time in this if we know we are bad? And this is a closed boxed, like this is a fixed mindset, black or white mindset. Well, this is very interesting because we will have here, we will have an interesting discussion, and we will have a test in which we are going to find out if you are part of the growth mindset people team or fixed. Yes. This type of mindset that you have impacts a lot on your learning process of languages or anything that you do. A person that is attacking himself or herself all the time will never move on, will never get better. Too often, language training focuses only in the language aspect of an experience, but there are many we can work on. For example, these are the aspects we should focus and discuss. Managing our nerves because before a scary event. So I get nervous when I speak in English. It is okay. It is normal to get nervous. Okay, what are you going to do in order to chill or relax yourself or manage the situation? You know that phrase? I don't do this because I'm afraid. Do it with fear. I mean, you will never feel 100% ready for anything in life. It's about risking yourself, and then you will be very proud of the results. Or not at the beginning, but then with time, you will say, whoa, amazing, I did it. I mean, I tried and I got to the results that I wanted. Challenging beliefs that cause us shame when we get things wrong. Okay, it is very easy to say, commit mistakes, come on. But it is you that have to believe and actually tell yourself it is okay to commit mistakes. I will commit mistakes and I will be happy anyways, because this is a process, because at certain point, I will stop committing mistakes. That's why the work of auditing our English at certain point with certain frequency, it's a good idea. I'm not saying that all the time I should correct you. What I'm saying is like every 2-3 weeks of this process, I will tell you, be careful with this. You committed this mistake, and it is fine. You will always commit mistakes, and you will always be trying to improve them, right? Accepting feelings of frustration and embarrassment so that they stop dominating your day. And this is terrible because some people cannot move in their personal lives, in their professional lives. They cannot move on because they feel embarrassed or because they run away because of the feelings of frustration. When a sports person like Manu Ginobili or like Messi talk about their success, there is a lot of frustration and failure behind. And we know this. That's why many people were so happy. Everyone was happy about Messi when he got the tournament, the championship, the World Cup, because we know, we have seen all his frustration and embarrassment. Imagine if Messi had said, okay, I will not stand this frustration and I will stop trying. We would have never gotten a World Cup. So this is part of the process. It's okay. Nobody is perfect. So we will have activities on growth mindset and developing and how to develop it in the live session. But these are some of the changes that we have to make in order to have a growth mindset. Acknowledge the process. Understand that this is a process and there are steps that you have to go through. Find meaningful topics. I mean, if we are you're learning English because you want to travel to New York, everything you work on, material, readings, listening, activities should be about New York because this is meaningful for you. Make learning fun. We have plenty of games and entertainment activities. Try to make it fun. Don't put yourself in the position to to think that in order to learn, you have to have a bad time. I mean, it has to be boring. No, not necessarily. Schedule study time. This is part of the beginning of the first model. schedule study time. Don't wait. I don't have time. This is what I don't have time to study English. Okay, make the time. We don't have time. I know. Use time wisely. Okay, don't waste your time doing 25 exercises, grammar exercises. I mean, do 5 exercises. If they are fine, if you check them and they are correct, move on. You don't need to practice for years the same topic. Set realistic goals. Your goals should be realistic. I want to talk like the princess, I don't know, like Lady D used to talk. I mean, I want to speak the British accent. I mean, it's a good goal. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can do it maybe in 20 years. I mean, set realistic goals. Come on. Reward your progress every time that you make progress. Sometimes I listen to students and they make progress and I say, hey, that was amazing. And they don't believe in me. They don't believe in their progress. They say, okay, yeah, but it was too easy. I mean, come on, reward your progress. Nothing is too easy when you're learning a language. Embrace your mistakes with laughter. Laugh about yourself. Don't worry about being embarrassed. It's okay. Practice patience. You have to be patient with yourself. And that's it for today. I will see you on the leave session. And I hope that you took the notes and that you start working on your mindset and enjoy this part of the process. Thank you.